Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Wednesday, the 11th of September, 2024. So the synoptic situation, this is as of midnight last night. This low pressure centred over Scandinavia is controlling a lot of the weather at the moment, and it's leaving us in a fairly brisk northwesterly airflow. A couple of trough lines of concern, primarily this one that's sat pretty well at the moment about Manchester, Liverpool area. This is midnight last night. If I run that through now to midday today, you can see it's encroaching a lot clearer, nearer to where we are. We're still going to be left in fairly unstable northwesterly flow, but there are going to be quite a few showers, I believe, associated with that trough line that's on its way down towards us. Spot winds today, 300 degrees, 30 knots. So they're going to be pretty blowy up at 4,000 feet. And we're going to have gusts down on the surface as well, and clouds. So here's the trough line I was on about. You can see there's already thunderstorms on that trough line. So if I just run it forward a little bit further, you can see the movement of it. It's coming fairly steadily down the spine of the country. It's north of us now, north of Oxford, Birmingham sort of area. But there are showers, thunderstorms on it as well. And we are going to be left with some pretty unstable air around this area with, some possible heavy showers later on this afternoon. So here's the rain associated with that trough line then. It's a long trough line, as you can see, and it's steadily shooting its way down to us. I don't think it's going to miss us. We are going to get covered by it. That's the actual rain. If I go for the predicted rain, I'll just bid it out a little bit. You can see steadily making its way down the spine of the country. And then a bit later on today, it's then turning into showers, just showers all over the country. So we're all going to be affected one way or another. And around about 3 o'clock this afternoon, they're getting a lot heavier and more congested in our particular area. Bentworth is indicating nice and cheerful for the morning. Possible rain showers this afternoon from around about 2 o'clock. Still sunshine and clouds, but there are going to be showers depending on whether it hits. There's not 60-70% chance of them showers hitting us. Temperature's going to be a lot colder than what we're used to today. 13 degrees pretty well outside, feeling around about 10 because of the wind chill factor. The wind's going to be fairly steady, west-northwest down the strip, but I've highlighted here the problems we're going to have today. Gusts of up to 32 knots as that trough line hits us about 3 o'clock this afternoon, but otherwise gusts 24, 25 knots throughout the day. So we're going to have to be especially careful with our glider handling. GFS is indicating max temperature today of 14 with a dew point down at 2. View outside the window, beautiful morning actually, and a nice 15-knot breeze, pretty well about 290 degrees down the westerly strip. Actual temperature at Lasham at the moment, 9 degrees, dew point down at 7. And you can see the temperatures are slowly on the rise, but they're only going to make about 14, 15 degrees, I think, here. Okay, Dave has indicated fairly strong west-northwesterly, 22 knots. Cool, unstable west-northwest flow. Showers most of the day with large Q-nims based around 3,000, 3,500 foot. Local soaring perhaps, but otherwise not too good. Odium is indicating 11 knots from the west at the moment, but if we run through the TAF, so from 12 o'clock until 7 o'clock this evening, few clouds at 4,800 foot, 16 knots from the west, 28 knot gusts with a 40% probability of broken clouds and Q-nims and rain showers this afternoon. And Farnborough pretty well replicates that. Currently 8 knots from the west-southwest, but as we go through the day, 15 knots, gust 28 with a 40% probability of 6,000 metres and rain showers this afternoon. Top meteos indicating there could be some soluble parts of the country today, not brilliant. But if I run through the thermal forecast today, so this is as at 9 o'clock, you run this through, we can say it's going to get cumulus to about 3,000, 3,200 foot. by around about 11 o'clock. But it's going to be pretty well short-lived. It's getting a lot of spread out now by 12 o'clock. These showers are certainly on their way and building. Maybe even climbs to, well, 4,000 foot perhaps in the middle of the day, but there's a lot of spread out. We do have these winds, it's a problem as well. And then by 2 o'clock this afternoon, them showers are pretty well down our part of the country. Sky sight is fairly similar, reasonable local cross country. Interesting that it's indicated to be thermic out quite a way out to the sea. Not for me, I must say. But the local forecast is saying we're going to get some clouds around about 9:30. I can just see some bits of queue just building on the horizon now. And that's going to rapidly go up to about 4,000 foot at best. But there's going to be a lot of spread out today. And winds 15 knots, around about 290 initially, but notice the gusts as well, which I've sort of mentioned earlier. No TAMs, not too many, quite localised. If I go through 25, Rushmore, there's a flare firing, but that's going to be tonight, so don't worry about that. 24 is Barton Stacey, the usual live firing. 28 is flare firing at Aldershot. That's 4 p.m. this afternoon till midnight. Ash Rangers, Danger Area 132 is active all day. Uphaven telephone change. 38 Otmore, 39 Otmore live firing, and 40 is West on the Green D129 is active all day. So let's look at operation then for the day. There's a cross section. This is an amended cross section because of the risk of thunderstorms and strong gusts later on. Okay, so as you see, pretty clear at the moment. It's nice, but the upper cloud's going to come in. We're getting it from Q, tall Q, about 3,000 foot, maybe at 4,000, a bit of embedded stuff, pretty well as mentioned, and then getting heavier and heavier and heavier with thunderstorms. Turbulent, very low down, and if you run through the winds for the day, 290, 16 gusting 24 to 26 by about 10 o'clock, and by 12 o'clock gusting 26 to 28, but all pretty well from the west, so we do need to be careful with the winds, please. Okay, no planned movements. That being said, there was a Beech 200 that was supposed to have gone on a maintenance check flight yesterday, which didn't happen. So they may be operating today. The crew stayed locally, so they might hope to get that out. It's going to be bright during the morning with upper cloud thickening during the afternoon. Showers this afternoon associated with that trough line I showed you earlier. Locally soarable to 3,000 foot perhaps, but fresh westerly winds all day, 60 knots, gusting 25. Becoming gusts of 30 knots by the mid-afternoon. We will set up on 27 with a dry operation. Caution, ground handling, canopies, and ground handling and canopies with a gust today. Okay, we've got 5 K21s available, 3 K13s, 2 K21s on the booking system with Charles and Michael Truelove, 1 K21 on a course with Mike Birch. We'll give Phil Newman a K21 today with the winds for its trial lessons. I know Steve Williams is in the clubhouse and he's after a K13 for some spinning flights with a Booker member, so that's fine, Steve, you can take that out. Otherwise, all remaining K13s and K21s available for the casual list. All single seaters are booked. Reminder about the buggies, please, and simulators available should it be required. Okay, so here's the actual flying list. Susan Zhu has called in poorly, so she won't be here this morning, but otherwise your student list is full. Michael's Truelove, you've got your 2 guys and all the glider bookings throughout the day. We have a couple on the casual lift, Kevin Jenkins, Chris Golding, solo and pre-solo, and K13 instructor not required for Stephen Williams. Well, we've mentioned that now, that's for the spinning, so that's fine. Okay, so setup today then will be on a standard 2.7 setup. I've got a larger wind arrow today from the slightly north of west. And just a reminder, please caution, the disused runways, please do not roll over them on the ground, land and stop before them, or fly over them and land in the triangle between or past. Okay, instructors, if your students getting close, please take over. We're eating up main wheels on the K21s and single seaters because of that. Okay, let's make the most of today. I think these showers will probably mean we'll have to stop a little bit earlier today, so let's get out and make things happen today. Fly safe. I'll see you out there shortly. Bye.